Anything else? Anybody else? Hey. What's one of the one of your proudest moments, like one of your solos, where it's like it's a total. This is me. This is what Rob Chapper's lick.
As a solo, or as a, I can do it as a riff. I think as a riff, probably Breath, but as a solo, and maybe the intro solo to Breath.
Yeah,
it's probably one of mine.
Do you want your plug back?
Yeah, plug it back.
Oh, take his plug.
I'll take his plug. Don't cross the wires.
Could be sudden death. That's cool. That's sexy.
I like all the hybrid picking stuff.
It's so cool because we have sound different.
We sound. I'm slippery and greasy. And you're like. And you do that thing where you're like.
No, it's like I surprise myself sometimes on how high I go. Sounds like a motorcycle, right?
Yeah. I like bending and then bending again. Like you do,
oh yeah. That's in like when you think of...
Yeah, that's it.
I like doing I like also going both ways, like
That's horrendous.
That's horrendous. Keep it at home.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn that now. It's actually really hard to get it to pitch either side.
I love having a whammy bar, but I don't use a whammy bar, so I like little I do like a little heavy tricks.
Do that again?
No. I don't think I can do it that good again, actually. So it's like if you're going, it's like you were activating the bar on both things.
Yeah, I can't do that. I don't use bars though, I hate bars. I like your patterns. You do a little like when you do the your Hotel California solo, but you
the string skipping
bastardize it with the string skipping part.
That's a lot of fun.
That's clean. Yeah, it's clean.
I'm working on clean. I practice a lot. I have to practice. I practice all the time.
He does. Before the gig, he was in the room with the band drills from all the way from America. Let someone in. They're trying to get in desperately. He practiced for at least an hour, didn't he? So it's good.
Yeah, but it's basically because I had jet lag and all this stuff, and excited to play. Kind of like my hands, if I don't play a little bit, my hands forget what it's like to play together. But it's more like, I try to play everything really slow, like when I'm warming up, and there's a couple of licks, like that one. I gotta definitely, in sunny days, I gotta practice that before I go on stage, so it's the two-part. So I gotta practice that before I do it on stage. And then the beer song, which we didn't do. Did we do last night?
We didn't do the beer song.
We gotta do it tomorrow. See? It's a good thing we didn't
It's
do it
still
last night. There's that, so that's really tough too. So I gotta.
I've got some little tiny licks that I try and pull off in Flash Flood that we did with Chapman last night, which take me a little bit. That one. But I have to try and slow it down.
Yeah.
Because I play too fast. That's a Malmsteen thing.
What part's the Malmsteen thing?
He does this.
Really?
Where he lets the harmonic ring. And then he gets it. And you get that note.
Oh, that's cool.
Any questions about anything that we do, collectively or individually? Beauty regime, skincare?
Do you ever forget your own licks mid-set?
Yeah, I blank out. Like you get distracted. You get on stage, and all the elements are against you. There's the light in your eye, the sweat in your eye, girls flashing their boobs. And you just everything gets thrown out of out of your mind, and you. Sometimes it's actually really cool because you have to you gotta test your recovery rate. And sometimes you just have you recover, you land on your feet, which is awesome, and sometimes you don't land on your feet, but you do something that's really cool, and you got to remember it for next time, but for something else. Does that make sense?
Yeah. If I ever go wrong, I just bend, and then if it's still wrong, then it's not.
But a lot of people don't do. Like if you're a starting guitar player, and bending is so important to make it sound like you're playing licks instead of scales and stuff like that. But you have to practice either to a looper or my nails look disgusting. A looper or like a backing track, that you can get on iTunes or a website. Because if you're say you're in the key of B, and basically you're gonna cover like 3 bends. There's the whole step, the semitone, and then the tone and the half. Those are your basic bends, right? But the thing is if you overbend, sounds cool, but if you overbend, it's like, what the hell was that, dude? It's like, if you can bend and sound like amateurish. So it's like really playing, and sometimes you don't hear that you're out unless you play to a track or with somebody else. Like somebody hits a B chord or you hit a piano chord or something like that. You want your bend to sound accurate, but overbending is awesome. But way overbending sounds awesome. It sounds like it just adds an energy.
If you're a little bit out, it's bad. If you're way out, it sounds kind of
And sometimes a bend is way cooler than a fast lick. Like you can either go like that, or sometimes it's better just go. And it's just really cool. And, it sounds more like you're playing than you're just doing exercises and stuff.
I like using other fingers rather than just a pick to sort of take you out of that tone of just the.
We're talking about guitar, right?
Yeah.
That's difficult. God.
Because you can get so much. It's like a.
Yeah, and there's a tone. It's super See, bending like that, that's cool. But too, you get the tone from using your thumb. I always challenge myself, you think, when you listen to something like, what's the Dire Straits song? And Mark Knopfler uses his fingers, so when you hear the lick, he's using his fingers.
Yeah.
So it's it's really hard. It's something like that I have to practice because I just don't play like that,
Yeah.
But it's really cool, right?
Yeah, it feels really
And making it sound accurate too, and really flowy. He's got it down obviously, but that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool to listen to a lot of different players and incorporating that stuff into your style.
Yeah, I play, we both play rock, but I incorporate punk and rock and a bit of blues bluesy stuff.
Yeah.
But I do as well. We play progressive metal and rock and blues, but I incorporate country in what I do. Because some of the country guys, phenomenal technicians, just incredible players. Like way above technically a lot of the sort of progressive, shreddy, you know, fusiony kind of guys, I think, in my personal opinion. Because they're thinking about multiple strings and ringing things out. With a lot of gain, you can't do that. Which is what I do. Right. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
All the
Chance.
yeah.
Right.
I can't play that without tapping my foot.
Well, you have to
If I try, I can't play it. I go wrong. That was the one. You know, we were talking about singing and playing riffs and things. Because like, oh man, I've written so many amazing riffs, and I got to learn to sing over them. That was my impression for. And
yeah, it's terrible.
and I was thinking,
no,
yeah.
no. Recently, we're working on a
It's hard, though.
we're working on a new drills record, and I always like we were talking earlier, and when I was doing the drills, aside from the clever lyrics and stuff like that, I try to keep the drills pretty dumbed down, rock. You know.
Tell the story about the new album then.
About the new what?
The new album then.
Oh.
India.
Oh yeah, right. We were at this restaurant the other day, and the waitress is 18, and I don't care if you're 18 or 8, but we brought up AC/DC, and she's like, "Who's that?" And we're like, "I don't think she's getting a tip." But then we got our album title from her. So, cause she goes, "What? You guys are in a band?" And I wish I could do an English accent. I can't.
You guys in a band?
Right? And then she goes, we're like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Oh, so you like play instruments and shit?" And we're like, "Fuck, that's the album title. The drills. We play instruments and shit." That's what we're calling our new. That's what we're calling our new record.
Very cool the way retarded life can become art.
Right?
Is there going to be a competition for the artwork?
Was that?
Is there going to be a competition for the artwork?
I don't think so, because I
What did
still
you
the
eat?
people I still the runners up last year like CDs. I'm way lazy and behind on that stuff. What were you say? What?
What did you eat there?
It was terrible. Oh, she's also. This is how she goes, "Hey," I'm like, "What's the calzone like?" She goes, "I've never had it, but it looks disgusting." I'm like, "Yeah, you work here, okay."
Speaking of gig, you seem like you don't get nervous all the time. Is it more like natural, or is it because of your experience?
I can speak about that for you.
What?
Phil is ridiculously confident.
Oh really?
Like all the time. And when you like, you can probably tell. Like I'm allowed to live with this guy now on a bus for a day. I'll only for a little bit, but Phil is always like Phil X.
Oh,
Like he's never not like Phil X.
it's more like his character.
Yes. I think that's what it is for you.
Is it?
Like you're always like,
You know-
"What up, motherfucker?"
Well, this is
All
the
the
thing.
time.
I got invited to speak at GIT in Hollywood a couple of weeks ago, and that's not my thing. Like, I want to get on stage and play the fuck out of the guitar and go crazy and scream my brains out. So for me to sit on a couch and have a bunch of students ask me questions, I was nervous about that.
Yeah.
And I did a little playing too, and I showed a couple of things, which I can actually show you guys some really cool stuff. But it's like, but push-ups actually calm me down. So I do like 30 push-ups before I go out, and I can be calm, cool, collective, and still ow and ooh and crazy shit.
I have to try that.
No, really, it really helps, you know, or because it's harder to find a chin-up bar. Chin-up bar is actually even better, but you can never find one.
There you go. That's your answer. You should do push-ups.
Push-ups really
Just
helps.
get massive arms.
Massive pecs. So yeah, do that kind of stuff. But
So does exercise help you playing a guitar?
no.
No. It's
No,
just
I mean,
more-
if people like to work out and do stuff like that, which is good, but if you start doing heavy weights, you'll notice that your dexterity goes away.
I think
So
the thing is,
that-
the physical and the mental are the same thing. So if you're feeling physically cool, you're going to feel mentally cool. There's no difference. There's no separation. There's no space between how you feel and what you are.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way I view it. Which is why I eat junk food and treat myself like shit. But like, I can't play.
have you seen my bazooki tuning thing?
Yeah, do that. I like that. I was going to steal it from you, but I can't do it.
A lot of people have. So this is, they're both tuned to the same pitch, which is B, and I stick them in the same notch, so you get the rub, the metal rub. So I have, this is a powder song that I did it in. It's two different gauges of string, so they both vibrate differently and they both shake differently, so you get that. And then you can do like cool melodies like.
So this is, oh shit.
What?
B and a B.
Yeah, B and a B.
B and a B.
I'm in the B notch.
Oh, you're in the B notch.
Cross the string over, and then you got like that ring
Oh,
mark.
no, the two, yeah. I don't play it because I don't hear anything. But it's like you kind of do the. You get a nice pitch there. Like a grandpa. And then there's this one too.
Nice.
That's amazing. What happens if you...
Well, the thing is, it's a cool thing. So if you're going in the studio and somebody gives you a chorus and they want you to play something really cool over it, I would pull out bazooki tuning and play a counter melody. But the problem is like that one time that I did it in a Kelly Clarkson song and I did it in a Chris Daughtry song, and they were both on the charts. And it was like, holy fuck, I gotta stop doing the bazooki thing for a while. Oh, you got the bazooki thing going. Do we have a flat screwdriver in here somewhere?
Oh yeah.
Wait. Can this turn it?
Yeah, maybe. Try.
Wow, that's got some stuff in there. Yeah, no, it doesn't turn. Hold on. No. How's your pickup screw? Does it turn?
No, it's flat. There's no
No,
thing.
but see if it turns.
Oh, these?
Like this guy here. Doesn't turn either. I'm ripping my pick. I need a flat screwdriver. Sometimes you have to think of something to do on the spot, and I usually, whoa, I forgot about Dirty Sanchez there. And what you can do is you can lift the screw of your neck pickup and slide the E string underneath, and you can tune it up to a high F sharp, and then use it as a really high pitch in the riff. It's gonna, you gotta get a flat screwdriver. You gotta do it. Anybody got a flat screwdriver? You got one? You're kidding, right?
Nope.
Use whatever.
Use yours. You do have one or you don't have one?
What's this? There I go.
Whose guitar is this?
It's just a store.
That's not gonna work. Wait a minute. Scissors. And nope. And a toothpick! Oh, wait, what's this?
What gauge strings do you use?
11, 10,
Is that yours? Like your own?
yeah, that's my PX90. They play with all this stuff here, dude.
It's pretty good.
It's kind of
really
noisy
powerful,
in here. It is.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, these are the strings I break the most, so I wrap them around. It's not for a tone purpose, it's just they break less when there's less of an angle going on the sound. I could not see the frets last night. The lighting was so bad.
Yeah, I was the same.
So I'm gonna get black tape and put it on the dots that it shows.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Very good idea. I really like it. I use. Mine's a hybrid set. 10s,
I used
11s.
10 to 60.
Like 1052?
10 to 46,
8?
but I use the top set from the 10 to 46, and then I use an 11 to.
If we're in drop B, I use 11 to 70.
70?
Oh, drop B! Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I use
It's nice though.
sometimes I use like a bass string for the low string of a baritone, like a D string.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
It's tuned down to B.
A B, yeah.
But it's cool because it's got the big ball of a bass. But it has a different tone to it, so it's kind of neat.
I use 12 to 60 in drop B. If we're doing like,
Wait, can you guys do that one more time? My template.
I'm gonna speed. Oh, it's done. And there's the
I know what it is.
It's the Phil version of the Dio.
Nice. Really?
It's really nice.
It's sexy, right?
What I like about it is the dry sweat, salt,
Oh, that's...
sea crust.
Okay, it was so hot in the club last night, right? I felt like I took a shower after like 2 songs. It was so hot.
A man shower.
It was a man shower. I signed a lot of boobs last night, too.
You want to see the boobs?
No, no.
Does anybody want their boobs signed? I'm pretty sure we got to shoot video. Yeah, we got to shoot video. So we should.
Okay, lady, this is the last chance for questions. Anybody?
How's the Bon Jovi too?
How's the what?
The Bon Jovi too.
It sucked.
Really?
It was pretty fucking awesome. It was awesome.
I was a really fan of Bon Jovi when I was a kid.
Oh really? Yeah. Well, you know, I grew up listening to like Living on the Prairie.
still like
Dead
it.
or Alive. It was cool playing those songs, you know.
Yeah?
Playing the country songs. It was cool. I mean, they grew on me after like 13 shows, but it was no, it was really good. I mean, people ask me what John's like, but my opinion of him is tainted because I felt like I was saving the day every day. Everybody made me feel like the gratitude was every 5 minutes. Somebody from the tour, the band, or the crew, or like personnel, anybody would be like, "Thanks for doing this, man. Thanks for being here."
Great.
Because it's like if I wasn't there, everybody would have been home for the whole month of May. So it kind of like kept it together for him. So it was kind of cool.
So how many dates did you use then?
I did 13 shows.
Was that
end of tour, or did
It was the end of the U.S. leg.
But at the end of it, do you sort of come and go?
No, man.
No, it's just feel like-
I always felt like I was helping out, and you know they said that Richie was coming back, but I was on hold in case he fell off the wagon. So I mean, pay-wise, I got like a retainer, and I was on speed dial for the month of June and July. And they're like, be ready to fly to Turkey in June 29th or something. So it was, for me, it was like, it was just cool to do it. And you know, when Richie came back, I felt like he was where he was supposed to be, and I had done it, and it was a great experience. And I didn't want to keep going actually, because I had learned 30 songs. We rehearsed for 7 hours, and then 2 days later, I was in front of 50,000 people, which is, you know, I just love playing guitar and singing, so it was just, you know, getting to do that. It was awesome. But when they went to Europe, they started doing three-hour shows. So I would have had to learn more songs, and it would have been like, I don't want to learn more songs.
I think the coolest thing, I wasn't there. The coolest thing was, I said to Phil, how big was your tour bus? Was it really big? And he went, man, every show we flew to.
They had a jet or a helicopter to every show. Okay, well, I have a picture. Everybody wants to see the picture.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, in my old phone that died, I had the message from John saying, "Hey, man, we want to rehearse in New York at the end of the month. Can you make it?" But now I just have pictures. Oh,
I
they're
suppose you
the.
can show the
No, no,
message,
no,
just
show the boobies.
show the number.
Well, yeah, but it's not in this phone. Album. This is probably one of the cool. What?
David Bon Jovi
really nice to you. What about the other
86
guitar
or
player? How
something.
did he feel? Just bringing in basically a stranger and saying you're taking over the main guitar role.
I had never met him, so I have no idea.
Right. Okay.
Like, I mean, he was the
Because
only
there's a
guy I
second
didn't meet.
guitar player to use on the
Oh,
show.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby was there. He was doing all the stuff. The cool thing about Bobby, he plays. He's like what they call a utility guitar player. He plays all the parts that Richie didn't want to play, which was cool because he played all the parts I didn't want to play too.
The mundane stuff.
It's not here, man. I just updated my phone and all the photos are gone. Damn it. Unless.
Just one last thing. When you write the song, do you usually think more about theory, or do you just come up with?
Oh, I never
ideas?
think about theory.
Oh, really?
Ever.
So you-
I just don't.
Oh,
I feel like if you write with theory in mind, like, I mean, I don't know, is it theory that, wow, I'm in a D and I'm going to go to F? I don't think that's theory. I think that's coming from your heart. And if you think the next logical chord to go to, then you're not writing from your heart anymore. You're kind of thinking about math.
Theory
So-
gives you options, but having options doesn't mean that they sound right.
Okay,
So it has to be sounding right.
It's just for as a reference, right?
No,
No,
ever.
never.
I
never use it.
I never. You know what? Even when I have to learn songs for like when I'm working on a record or something with a project, I've learned so many covers by ear that I just know, okay, the song's in D, and then without even picking up a guitar, I know the chorus is D, A, D over F sharp, G, and then again, and then I just know how the song goes. And if there's rhythms and stuff like that that you need to know, then I have like an association rhythm thing.
So you remember more feeling rather than theory.
It's feeling, and it's not even when you're learning, you kind of have to, sometimes you have to put math to it. Like if the whole band, if there's a band recording live off the floor and everybody at the bar 8 of the chorus has to hit this da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da before they go into the reintro, I usually think of a rhythm that reminds me of that, which is, in this case, it's like I write in English, still of the night, still of the night, still of
Yeah.
and it gets me through the bar with everybody else. But it's not really theory, right? Because if I could write, I could probably write it out in syncopation in the proper notation, but when I got to it, I wouldn't be able to read it. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think theory serves a purpose. I think,
Helps you explain things to people that need to know theory.
okay.
Like if you're in a band with like 6 people and they're all theory heads, and you want to explain something to them, like explaining a riff, like play the riff for 2 weeks. So I wrote this riff. It's really easy. What intervallic structure were you using?
I just to try to
So the second he said it's a tritone, then it's a triad, and we're doing this, I was like, I knew what it was. So to learn took me.
Didn't think about that when I was writing it though.
No, but it took me 10 minutes because I knew what he was thinking about intervallically within the riff.
Yeah.
But
See, but I wouldn't think of that.
no.
I don't even know what that
But
is.
we were.
But I probably play it right now because
You
of
can
my
play it
idea.
straight, yeah, 'cause you.
Yeah, I'm the
But I'm not
same.
going to. I just know I can.
Right, we gotta go shit.
Hey, let's have a hand for beer for helping us out, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shoot it,
Alright, you've got to do your